Hello and welcome to another clip view video. Today we're going to be talking about Wa, the path of harmony. Alright, we'll start with the intro. The whisper of Wa. Picture this, a crowded street, voices rising, footsteps colliding, horns blaring. The air feels heavy, chaotic, restless. Then a cut. Silence. A path lined with moss. Wind moves through bamboo. Water drips from a stone basin. The screen fills with a single brushstroke. In every culture, there are words that do more than describe life. They guide it. They shape the way people live, the way they see the world. In Japan, there is such a word. Wa. Written with one character. Most often, it is translated as harmony, peace, balance. But Wa is more than a definition. It is a current running through Japanese history, through its society, and even in its spirit. Wa is not the silence of avoidance, nor the weakness of surrender. It is the art of balance, the quiet strength of bringing opposites together, weaving them into harmony. It is the bow shared between strangers. It is the rhythm of hands planting rice in the fields. It is the stillness of a Zen garden, where every stone, every ripple of sand is placed with intention. And yet, Wa is not bound only to Japan. It speaks to something far deeper, far more universal. The longing within all of us for peace, not only in the world outside, but within ourselves and in the spaces we share with others. So the question is not, what is Wa? The question is, how can we live it? As we journey through the origins, the philosophy, and the living practice of Wa, I invite you to listen not only with your mind, but with your heart. For Wa is not only to be understood, it is to be lived. Chapter 1, The Origins of Wa. To understand Wa, we must return to the beginning of Japan itself. Long before skyscrapers reached into the Tokyo skyline, before samurai ruled the land, Japan was a collection of small clans living close to the earth, their survival bound to the rhythm of the seasons. It was the rice field that taught Wa, for rice cannot be grown by one hand alone. It requires cooperation, villages working in rhythm, planting, tending, and harvesting together. Harmony was not an idea, it was a necessity. The first written records of Japan came not from Japan, but actually from China. Ancient Chinese texts describe the people of the islands across the sea as the Wa. At first, this was an outside label, an identity seen from beyond. But over centuries, Wa transformed, became more than a name. It became a principle. In the Yamato period, around the 3rd to 7th century, Japan sought to unify. Rival clans, once divided, needed a common thread to bind them together. Wa became that thread. The pursuit of harmony within the group, the balance between ruler and subject, between heaven and earth. The influence of Confucian thought deep into this idea. Harmony was not just social, it was moral. To live in Wa meant to respect the order of things, to maintain peace in the family, the village, the kingdom. And so, Wa became the invisible foundation of Japanese society, a way to live together, to build together, to endure together. Alright, let's do a practice lesson. Awakening to Wa in your life. Take a moment now. If you can, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Once, twice, 3 times. Now ask yourself, where in life do you rely on others for balance? It may be at home, where family responsibilities are shared. It may be at work, where teamwork makes progress possible. It may be even in friendship, where listening is as vital as speaking. Think of one example right now. Hold it in your mind. See how harmony is not abstract? It is alive in your daily life, just as it was for the farmers who once planted rice side by side. This is the beginning of Wa, the recognition that we are never alone, that our lives are threads woven together into something greater, something that we just can't wrap our minds around, something we take for granted. Chapter 2, Wa and Social Life. If the rice field taught Japan the necessity of Wa, society became the canvas upon which it was practiced. In Japan, harmony is not an ideal hidden in temples or scrolls. It is woven into the daily life. It is there in language. Japanese speech often avoids the blunt edge of confrontation. Instead of no, one may hear a softer phrase, a gentle silence, or even a change in the subject. The goal is not deception, but preservation. Preserving Wa, so that the relationship remains unbroken. It is there in etique, a bowl, and more than a gesture of politeness. A bow is more than a gesture of politeness. It is an exchange of respect. A silent promise that says, I see you, I honor you, I choose harmony between us. Even the smallest rituals, a thank you, the way one offers and receives a gift with 2 hands, are threads in the tapestry of Wa. It is there in the workplace. Decisions are often made not by one strong voice, but by quiet consciousness. Meetings may seem long, filled with pauses and careful words, yet beneath the surface, Wa is at work, ensuring that no one is silenced and that the final decision carries the weight of unity. In other words, saying that everyone has time to get what they need to say off their chest. Everyone can be heard. That's kind of hard in meetings I've had in my past. I always felt like I didn't get a chance to speak, or that it was rushed. It wasn't fair. To an outsider, this may seem slow, indirect, even strange. But to those within it, this is the invisible strength of Wa. It is the choice to value relationship over victory, to maintain the harmony of the group even at the cost of the individual's ego. In every bow, in every silence, in every careful step to avoid unnecessary conflict, Wa is alive. Let's do another practice lesson. The art of listening for Wa. Today I invite you to practice Wa in your own conversation. The next time you speak with someone, Resist the urge to fill every silence. Instead, listen, not just to the words, but to the tone, to the pauses, and even to the spaces in between. Then ask yourself, what harmony is this person trying to preserve? When you respond, let your words carry gentleness, all right? Instead of rushing to prove your point, try to build upon theirs. Instead of seeking to win, seek to connect. Instead of forcing your beliefs and your thoughts, hear theirs. Try to understand theirs. Notice how the energy shifts. Notice how even a small act of respect creates balance. Just as a bow creates harmony without a single word spoken. This is why in daily life, not grand, not dramatic, but quiet, subtle, ever present. Chapter 3. Wa in Aesthetics and Spirit. If Wa shapes the way people live together, it also shapes the way beauty itself is understood in Japan. In art, Wa appears not as decoration, but as balance. A haiku is not long or elaborate, just 17 syllables, 3 lines that bring nature and human experience into harmony. A fleeting moment captured, simple yet profound. In the tea ceremony, every gesture, how the bowl is lifted, how water is poured, how silence is held, is choreographed with precision, yet it is not stillness or stiffness, but Wa. The harmony between host and guest, object and action, spirit and space. In Ikebana, the art of arranging flowers, Wa is in the balance of line, form, and emptiness. No arrangement is random. Every stem leans, every branch curves in service to harmony. In the gardens of Zen, Wa speaks most clearly. Stones placed not in symmetry, but in balance. Sand raked in ripples, echoing the flow of water. The garden is not a copy of nature, but a dialogue with it. A reminder that true beauty is not control, but coexistence. Spiritually, Wa is found in Shinto's reverence for nature, seeking the divine in rivers, trees, and mountains. It is found in Buddhism, pursuit of inner stillness, where harmony within the self creates harmony with the world. Wa is not only what it sees. Sorry, I messed that up. Wa is not only what is seen, it is what is felt. The invisible balance between the seen and unseen, the self and the whole. Let's do another practice lesson. A moment of Wa within. So let's go ahead and practice, okay? Find a quiet space. For me, it's here. If you can, sit comfortably, okay? Take a deep breath. Let it fill your chest, then release it slowly. As you breathe, look around you. Notice the space you occupy. Notice the objects in it, the way they rest, the way they lean, the way they balance with one another. I do this for such a long period of time that I literally get into this zone where I can just fade everything out and get lost in this moment. It's It's almost like I'm daydreaming. Now turn inward. Notice your own balance. How does your body feel? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it tense? Or is it calm? How does your mind feel? Is it rushed? Still? Scattered? Or is it steady? With each breath, imagine harmony spreading within you. Imagine your thoughts and your body aligning like stones placed carefully in a garden. Imagine the air around you as part of that harmony. Every inhale and exhale, a movement of awe. Stay in this silence for a few moments, okay? This is awe in spirit. It's not taught. It's not forced. But it's something that can be felt. Chapter 4. While in times of conflict. It is easy to imagine Wa only in quiet gardens and tea ceremonies, but true Wa reveals itself most clearly in moments of conflict. In the age of the samurai, Japan knew war, betrayal, and bloodshed. Yet even then, Wa endured, not as the absence of conflict, but as the balance within it. Figgy. Oh, it's Willow. What are you doing? Are you having nightmares? A warrior's strength was measured not only by his sword, but by his discipline. To act without control was to break Wa. To fight with honor, with awareness, with respect, was to uphold it. Wa does not mean avoiding conflict. It means transforming it. Where anger demands retaliation, Wa asks for patience. Where pride demands victory, Wa asks for understanding. In Japanese society, this took many forms. Disputes between neighbors were often resolved not by courts, but by meditation, by elders seeking consciousness, preserving harmony rather than deepening division. In families, children were taught not only obedience, but the value of contributing to the peace of the household. In business, conflicts were addressed through endless meetings, not to delay, but to protect Wa, to ensure that when a resolution came, no bond was broken. Wa teaches that conflict is not the end of harmony. It is the test of it. Just as a storm bends the bamboo, but does not break it, so too does Wa bend without shattering. And in our own lives, when disagreement rise, when tempers flare, Wa reminds us, true strength is not domination. It is the ability to restore balance. For me, I'd rather put myself in humility. It's the easiest, quickest way to kill an ego. Easiest, quickest way to admit that you're wrong. Alright, let's do a practice lesson. Restoring Wa in conflict. Think of a conflict in your life right now. It may be with a colleague, a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger, or perhaps, for me, it's myself. That's my conflict, is with myself. So close your eyes. Picture the conflict like a fire burning between you. Alright, now ask yourself, what would Wa do here? Would Wa throw more fuel upon the fire, demanding it to be right? Or would Wa breathe, step back, and search for the point where both sides may bend without breaking? Here's the practice. In your next conflict, pause before speaking. Breathe deeply 3 times. Ask, am I protecting my pride, or am I protecting harmony? Then choose one action, even small, that moves towards balance. It may be a softer tone. It may be the humility to listen. It may be offering a compromise or even silence. This is not weakness. This is Wa in its strongest form, the power to turn conflict into connection. Chapter 5. Wa for the modern world. In today's world, harmony often feels distant. Our lives move at a relentless pace. Messages flashing on the screen, schedules overflowing, voices competing for attention. The pursuit of Wa can feel almost impossible in such noise. And yet, this is where Wa becomes the most essential. In the workplace, Wa reminds us that collaboration is not a luxury, but a necessity. Success is not born from one person shouting the loudest, but from a team listening, balancing, building together. A leader practicing Wa is not the one who commands, but the one who unites. It's beautiful. A leader practicing Wa is not the one who commands, but the one who unites. Yep, can't say that any clearer than that. In relationship, Wa teaches us that love is not just passion, but balance. The art of giving and receiving, speaking and listening, standing firm yet learning to bend. A family guided by Wa does not avoid conflict, but restores peace after it, weaving trust stronger each time. The most important one, for the individual, Wa becomes a compass. We live in an age of extremes, overwork and exhaustion, indulgence and emptiness, constant stimulation and inner fatigue. Wa whispers another path, balance, discipline to work, and the courage to rest, the drive to achieve, and the wisdom to slow down, the strength to be independent, and the humility to remain connected. On a larger scale, Wa has lessons for the world itself. In a time of division between nations, ideologies, and cultures, Wa shows us that peace is not uniformity. It is the art of difference, coexisting, complementing rather than destroying. Just as the elements of a garden are distinct yet harmonious, so too can humanity flourish when it chooses balance over domination. Wa is not nostalgia. It is not a relic of old Japan. It is a living way, a path waiting to be walked, now more than ever. Alright. Creating your own Wa rituals. So this is another practice lesson. To bring Wa into your own life, I invite you to create a simple daily ritual. I know we spoke about rituals many times and how that is a pattern in a way. Well, we know what patterns are, and yeah, don't need to go into that. We've talked enough about that. Rituals should not be grand or complicated, okay? It should be a moment that restores balance to your personal practice of Wa. Maybe 5 minutes of tea in silence. That's Ma we talked about in the last video. Maybe journaling one reflection each morning. Maybe walking in nature without your phone. Maybe sitting in stillness, breathing, as the world moves around you. Whatever form it takes, let it be consistent. A small act of harmony woven into your day. This becomes your thread of Wa, something that restores you, grounds you, and gently spreads into the way you treat others, the way you work, the way you live. In practicing this, you are not only honoring Japanese wisdom, you're embodying a universal truth, that life flourishes when lived in balance. All right. The universal song of Wa. Wa is not only Japanese, it is human. It is the quiet bow between strangers, the careful words spoken in silence, the shared effort that plants a field of rice. It is the brushstroke in a garden, the pause in a conversation, balance of mind, body, and stillness. It is the strength to bend without breaking, the courage to restore peace after conflict, the wisdom to weave life's many threads into harmony. In every act, every choice, we are called to practice Wa. It is not perfection, nor is it always easy, but each effort, each breath, each pause is a note in the universal song of balance. Perhaps Wa does not exist in the world yet. Perhaps it is something we create together, moment by moment. And yet, it is always within us, waiting to be felt, waiting to be lived. So as you leave this space, carry Wa with you. Notice the moments where harmony can grow. Offer it in your relationship. Offer it in your work. And most of all, offer it to yourself. And remember, the world does not need more noise. It needs more balance. More Wa. So let this be your practice, okay? Let this be your offering. And may harmony flow through your life. Yes, may that harmony flow through your life. Like water over stone. Steady and enduring. That's all I've got on Wa. I try to keep this one short and not complicated like my last one. Anyways, thanks for watching Clip View. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of it. And I'll see you in the next video.